Hello, my friends. We are finally at the end. I didn't want to make it to part 8, but we wound up having to make it to part 8. So it is what it is. So I have this whole list of things that I want to work on. So I don't know how long this is going to take me, but yeah, all of these things need to be done. So I'm just going to get started on them. So the first thing that's kind of standing out to me as being really obnoxious is this really strong line there between the head and the body. So I have to fix that. So I'm going to do that by putting in some really faint marks right here, and then also yeah, so I'm just going to make that a little bit messy. My palette was uncovered through the last couple of hours while I was editing video, so I have to put in some new paint here in some of these areas. Some of the paint is still okay because it was a pretty thick blob, but some of it is pretty thin, so bear with me. Sorry, I should have probably done this before I started the camera. So I think I need some more color in here. So, wow, yeah, really, my paint's really glopped over here, so sorry about that. Let me just get, not very organized, apparently. Okay, so I have Payne's gray and white here, and my spray bottle. So I'm going to make sure that I pull back far enough, because getting too much water on was kind of a problem. Now let's see if this might be actually too light. I'm going to add some more Payne's gray to that. So this actually might be one of the more boring videos because everything I'm doing is kind of so subtle. That's why I wrote everything down. I was trying to kind of get to where you didn't have to sit here listening to me contemplate on what I was going to do. We're going to do some more glazing of some more blues and purples on top of this too, I think. So let's just get, I guess it doesn't matter too much if they're too light because we can always darken them up, which is really nice. I don't have a lot of light on my canvas because I was so, part of my day today has been trying to get a picture, a photograph of the piece to put on for the last part that I just did, part 7. And oh, that looks a lot better. I don't know what that did, but that is a big improvement. What was I saying? Oh, paintings with this much black are a bitch to photograph, if I just might be so bold to say. No matter what room I put them in, I kept getting glare and washout, and it just looked terrible. And I was so sad because it's so nice in person. I'm so proud of it. And I just cannot capture how pretty it is on film and on in a photo. It just does not look nearly as nice because of all those reflections, which is a bummer. Okay, I'm going to glaze back these a little bit, I think. Yeah, now it's just all the detail, so I'm going to put out the speed video before I even start loading the first one. So by the time you get to this part of the video, you may have already seen the speed video on this. I do like doing those because they give something for people to watch who are not interested in sitting through 12 hours of me babbling on in real time. Okay, that looks better. Let's do a little bit more. Those are bright, but I think I can, well, maybe I'll knock them back this way instead. That's better. Okay, is there anything? So there's that. I got to get my list out here because I spent quite a bit of time staring at, okay, so since I'm quite a bit of time staring at the reference photo and what I've done, I'm going to add a few more highlights on his paw. There's some that are there right now, but they're really, really faint. So I'm just going to add a few more. I don't like how that's, I shouldn't have done that. It's all right. Again, I'll push these back with some darker colors. Okay, that's better. All right, we'll let that dry. Fluff on the left side of his ear. I don't know if I'm ready to do that yet. I should get a pencil and mark things off as I... Okay, soften the line between the gray and the... Okay, so this here, I think I'm going to use some Ivory Black, if I can find it. Oh. Okay, that was a big waste. too heavy. I might need to put some, I'm going to mix this to be even more translucent. Okay, I think that's all right. We'll let that sit for a little while. Okay, I want to, right now his teeth, you know, his canines are very yellow, which is fine, but these teeth are really gray and white. And even though in the reference photo, it's kind of the way it is, I would like to add just the smallest amount of warmth on his teeth as well, his front teeth, you know, just that, just right along the edge there. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, good. Okay, teeth are done. Okay, let's do some, boy, it's a lot speedier when you have a list. I want to do something here, but I'm not sure what. That spot on the nose feels a little bit heavy to me. I'm going to take the Payne's gray because it's all nice and blue. I'm just going to soften that a little bit. Put that along that edge there. And maybe some light blue violet. Quite watered it down. Put that on his nose. Okay, that's not bad. It needs a little bit of light, right? There. It's a little bit more than what I wanted, so I've got a rag in my hand and I'm just pushing that paint around and then wiping off because that's really too much. Although I like it, it's more than is there in the reference photo. I'm just going to put some black right there in the middle. Okay, whiskers, so we'll do those last. I want some more white right on the top of his head. I'm debating if I want to try and soften some of this, And so I might do that with transparent mixing white. I think I've done that before on another painting, and it seemed to work pretty well. So the idea is just to blur out some of the really heavy brush strokes. And hopefully this will dry lighter than it is right now, because it is transparent mixing white. I'm assuming that that means that it will dry a little bit more transparent than what it is when it's wet. And I'm already liking it better, so I'm hoping that it stays. Okay, this right here, I think I'm just going to that's good. Okay. More highlights on shoulder. Okay. So to you, it probably looks quite, see how much darker it really is when I shadow the, so if I turn this off, since I'm putting highlights in, I'm hoping that they'll show up and I can still see them. I'm trying transparent mixing white. If it dries too hard, I'll knock it back. This will be a good test to see how much more transparent it dries. I do think I want to soften a little bit though. Too late, you didn't spray. Okay. Oh, you really got to do that. You really got to do that spray before you put the stuff on, or else it really does not want to soften. That's okay. I don't want to go crazy. You know, I could have a completely wrong opinion of what transparent mixing white does. I just always assumed that it was, you know, not an well, it's not, and not an opaque white. And so when you mix it with your colors, it gets, okay, I need my light. Sorry, guys. It gets lighter, but not milky, not opaque. So hopefully that's true. So I'll let that dry. It dries really, that's drying really, really fast. Okay, what else? I like the addition that I did here a lot. So that's good. And I actually do like those too. And this is looking good. I want to add some dark green here. I don't know if you can see it. Let me try pulling. Nope. Pushing out. Nope. Pulling in. Nope. None of that helps. Sorry, guys. You're just going to catch probably the very top of what I'm doing. But this bit right here is too light. So I'm going to put a little bit more of the, geez Louise, a little bit more of the Hooker's green that I have, and I'm going to mix it with Ivory Black. And try and do it so that it, you know what, that's almost too, what is that almost too? I don't know, I don't like it. I need some more black on the very top. I don't know. You know what, you're not even gonna, why am I even doing this? You're not even gonna really see it. The frame is gonna cover it up quite a bit, so I don't even know why I'm doing this. It doesn't cover it all up, that's why. All right, let's see how that dries. I also want to make this branch a little bit bigger. It's bugging me as it is. I don't know why, but it just is. So a little bit of my neutral gray 5 and a little bit of brown. And I'm hoping a little bit of white. It's better. Something about it the way it was bothering me, and now I like it better. So that was a really simple fix. Okay, green on edge, little more dark in arm pad highlight. Oh, that's this here. Okay, so if you don't mind, I'm going to scoot this over a little bit, and maybe even a little bit more. And I'm going to use Payne's gray. I'm also going to use Payne's gray down in here. But I'm going to do it in kind of sporadically. So I'm breaking up the fogginess that's going on here. That was from that, mixing that white and gray in there. I have to kind of get used to the fact that when I add white into something, it's going to make it milky, foggy kind of looking. So I need to try and get in the habit of using that translucent, transparent, whatever, mixing white instead of white, and see if that helps. Because for me, it kind of ruins it, because all these colors are all layered on top of each other, and the color looks so beautiful. And then and then I ruin it by putting a foggy color over the top. And right now I'm struggling a little bit because the sheens on this piece are a little bit varied. So we've got a matte color, and then we've got a little bit more shiny, and so they're all battling and making it hard for me to see what I need to add. I haven't worked on a piece that has this much black on it before, so it's been an experience. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. I've got the black here on my brush. I might just add a little bit. Kind of trying to add it in the spots where I think that it would be darker. In these little crevices between the fur. Okay, we'll go with that, I think. All right, I need to mix up some. I'm kind of wondering if I do translucent mixing white with Payne's gray, what do I get? Because to tell you the truth, this bit is dry now, and it's pretty opaque, so that might not be what I want to do. I know that might not be what I want to do. So let's try some Ultramarine Blue. Just a touch. Mix that with some of the golden glazing liquid. Yep, I like that. I'm going to use the ivory to just knock these back. Okay, and I think I wanted to try and see if I could, with black, try and darken these areas between his fingers, if that makes any sense. Because he does have fingers, you know. Just want to see if that does any good. It's hard to tell because it's still wet, so it looks really, really dark, but I suspect that it will lighten up a little bit once it dries. Okay, so a little bit of that blue with a little bit of gray. This might be too blue. Let's get my blender brush. like the addition of the blue very, very much. Let's, it actually looks a little bit brighter on screen than it does to me in person. I think that's okay. I mean, I think that's going to happen. I don't know if I like it over here. I think over here, because we've got this warmth, instead I'm going to use the Ivory Black to knock that back a little bit. That's good. That's good. It's good. Okay, a little more dark, a little more black. Okay. Boy, we're just knocking these right out in a very timely manner because I wrote everything down. All right, a little bit more black. Right there. This is the ivory. I love having two different blacks. I love having a cool opaque black and a translucent warm black. It's really nice. Okay, that's good. Wow, I'm feeling rather good about this. All right, let's look at this part right here and see if I want to use some transparent mixing white on that. And just soften that. It's like it magically blends things together. Yep, that looks better now. Okay. Not crazy about that right there. So I'm gonna try and blend that, or give that a little something. I don't know what's going to happen when No, it's almost like the translucent color is just it's not doing its job. So I'm going to switch to regular black. And I'm going to spray again. So that color. A little bit better. There's still some stuff I don't know what to do about. Like, do I give him a faded out, like a really faded out hint of an eye over there? Because it almost seems like you'd be seeing at least a little peak of gray there. So I'm gonna try and see what I don't know. It's basically just gonna be me lightening it right here. I'm not doing anything. I don't even know if that did any good or not. Probably not. But I'm going to leave it. Okay, is there anything here that needs work? That needs a little bit of, it's not really purple. This is kind of the fun part for me, is like going through and really looking hard for things that I can do to make it even better. My poor paints, they're so dried out. Okay, this I have to work on a little bit. We've got to soften and make that fuzzy. So I'm gonna move it over so I'm not sticking my face in the camera. Because this is really, really dry, I feel sort of comfortable with doing this particular, because I can always wipe it away if I don't like it. So white right to the edge. Nice. I love this brush. Okay. It was just enough to soften that so it's not a hard line. I like it a lot. Okay, what else? What else? What else? Let's see. I had talked about doing something up here, but I do not know what. I can tell that I need a little bit of black right on this edge because I can see some green poking through. So we'll just guess we'll go with that. So, whoops, I'm getting paint all over my fingers. This, I think I'm going to try and put some, I'm going to put some transparent mixing white on the edge. I'm going to puff it out with this. And then glaze some blue over the top of that maybe. And then come back in with the black. And should I do that all the way up here too? I didn't put any water on here like I should have. that I think is going to be better. So I'll let that dry a little bit. Put some blue on that and then come back in with the black over the top. And then I think I will be happy with that. Anything else? Is that everything? Whiskers. I always forget the whiskers. Okay, I put some more white on that top edge. I did the more highlights on the shoulder. I fixed the green. I fixed that. I did that. Bear with me, sorry. I'm working on that right now. I'm happy with that. Do I need to go any, there's only one. Let me do a little bit of, and I might try a different brush here. And I want to make sure I have my white. This needs to be a little brighter. Is that too bright? Spray. See, now I just kind of, nope, I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's try again. Let's start over. Okay. I want it to be kind of clumpy. So I'm going to leave it just like that. Although these lines are they're sticking up quite a bit. I don't know that I want that, so I'm just going to soften those. Okay, so that's a little bit better. Is there anything else? This is kind of sticking out too far. I wonder if I should just add a little bit of white in here. I guess that's okay. Okay, is that... All right, so a little bit of blue. Okay, come on now. Just kind of wanted that bluish purple glow behind the black. Okay. I'm going to let that dry. And yeah. So I was unsure if I was going to leave the white speckles as white as they are. But I'm not sure what I would glaze over the top of them. I don't know that I want to interject any other colors into this piece. I think we're we're good. You know what I do kind of want to do though, and I don't know why, but I'm really feeling the urge, is put a little bit more, put a little of some warm colors coming out of his mouth. Like to kind of bring this into some other places. I like that. I'm going to leave that. Black. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work, but it's what I want to try and do. So. We're getting some colors in here that I don't want, but I like the softness that I'm getting here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to leave that be, and then I might have to add a little bit heavier black in. But the fuzzies are good, and then when that dries, I'll come in and add a little bit more black. Right. Okay, is there anything else? This piece, I think, is really going to benefit from a good spray of varnish. Oh, speaking of varnish, I have been seriously on the lookout for, I'm going to turn this off and see what happens. Nope, I don't like that. Oh, I'm trying for it to be not quite so bright though. Trying to find a varnish for my paintings because I wanted to find something that would even out the sheen on the whole piece, that wasn't completely flat and that wasn't super duper shiny. And I found Krylon's Kamar varnish. It's a spray, so you get no brush strokes, and it gives just a beautiful, really soft sheen. And so I really am so glad that I found it. So if you're in need of a good varnish, that's a good one. And all the reviews that I read on it say that it's very non-yellowing, and they say that it's archival and all that good stuff. So okay, I'm good with the ear. The ear is good. Okay, whiskers. Let's do whiskers. Whiskers can be really scary because we want them to be really skinny. And when you look at this brush, I would look at that brush and go, are you kidding me? How in the world are you going to get a skinny whisker from that brush? Trust me, because when it's wet, now look at it. It's like a razor. So I would always recommend that when you do your whiskers, you make sure that the coats underneath it are completely dry. That way, if you do it and you are unhappy with how it turns out, sorry about the bright light, you guys. Oh my gosh. I might have to go back to a different bulb. I don't have this problem with pastels when I film pastels because they're so matte. You don't have a problem with weird reflections. Okay, anyway, super dry undercoat. Don't be weird or skimpy on your paint. Just make sure you have a nice fresh dab of paint on your brush so that there's no clumps or anything weird like that. Get your brush nice and wet. You want a lot of water and a decent amount of paint so that you have this really sharp, fully loaded brush, she says, before she messes it all up. Okay, so I'm going to do one right here. How do I feel about that? I'm going to try that one again. I think it's a little bit too heavy. Maybe we should start at the top instead. I actually maybe should have considered doing these in something other than black. Maybe I'll do some in gray. He doesn't have a ton of whiskers though, so all right, let's do this one in black. More water. If the paint doesn't flow right from the very beginning, you don't have enough water on your brush. I'm going to leave that, I think. Try not to go over if you can help it. I don't know. I might. Oh, now I'm reconsidering. All right. So before they get too dry, I think I'm going to change my mind and go with something a little bit under black. So I'm going to add some white so that it's gray instead of black. Oh, that's much better. Okay. That one's a little heavy. But see how it's here. I should probably, well, I think I can zoom in post-production. You can get the skinniest lines with this brush. I'm going in the wrong direction, but that's okay. Look how skinny those are. Can't get over it. When I found this brush, it was like, oh my gosh, hallelujah. I went over that and I shouldn't have. But that's the nice thing about making sure that everything's nice and dry ahead of time, because if you do one and you don't like it, you can just do it again. Okay, I'm going to do a long white one. That's thick. That's too thick. Let's try it again. It almost looks like a hair, not a whisker, but I think that's okay. Maybe I can get it to be brighter white up at the top, right here. There we go. It kind of like makes me want to do more whiskers because you could think they're so cool and skinny, but I won't. I do think though, since I might as well, let's try this brush for. I'm gonna put some. Might be too much water. This might not work. I think this brush requires a lot of water, and a lot of water is going to make the white not show up as well. Right here. Yeah, wrong brush. Save that brush for whiskers. I'll go back to my sword, my favorite brush. Master's Touch 1/4 inch dagger. I love this brush. It's so versatile. Okay, just a couple more white hairs to brighten that. All right, is there any other area that I feel like still needs a little bit of bright? That blended away, okay. All right, anything else? Anything else? Guys, I think I'm going to call this done. Because I could probably keep tweaking it for hours and hours. But I'm really happy with the way it looks right now. So, yay, we made it in under an hour. How about that? Whew, okay. Yeah, I'm really, really pleased with how it came out. This one's going to go on my wall. I'm starting a gallery of paintings down my hallway because that's about the only place I have to put them all. If I do see something that needs work, you know, I'll fix it. But for the most part, I am really happy. I like the way his paw turned out. We put that dark black in there and a little bit more of the highlight, and it kind of made it look more like fingers, which, yay, that's what I wanted. This feels, yeah, the whole thing feels really good. I'm really happy. I hope you enjoyed all 8 videos, and if you didn't, well, I'm sorry. If you didn't, there's a speed video that you can watch of the whole thing coming together. So I might add some more white here after I sign off, because I'm not gonna hang out for any little longer. But that looks like it might need a little bit more bright. All right, guys, that is a wrap on another one. Until I see you all again, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Happy arting. Bye.